I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and we need help.
Each week we stumble through a new book, method, or concept that brings us one step closer to being our best self.
Yes, we make fun of ourselves.
And others.
But mostly just ourselves. So here's to not taking self-help quite so seriously.
Welcome to We Need Help. I'm Lizzy.
And I'm Izzy, and this month we are covering the oh-so-hot topic of sex.
Or we love sex. Or we
not,
hate sex.
in some cases. Hate sex. Ooh.
Hate sex. My lipstick.
Your lipstick. I should
Hate
put it
sex.
on right now. I
You
should put it on because I feel like dog shit run over.
You know what would help you is a little hate sex.
Yeah, I think I have some. I'm going to go put it on. When we take our banter break, I'm going to go put it on. So you can see the before and then the after.
Oh, yeah. I should put some on too, but I'm not going to. I like everybody should go on YouTube and just see how shitty I look. I can't stand to look at myself. I don't feel sexy.
I ordered because, like, Lizzy, like, she did an intervention earlier this week. She's like, so what kind of camera are you using? And I'm like, just my regular laptop camera. And she's like, you know, because I have this great camera.
And then I come on here looking like shit.
You still, like, your shit is like somebody's, like, prom. So.
I love you for saying that. That's what good girlfriends should say, man.
Yeah, man.
Hey, man. Let's talk about sex a little bit.
Let's talk about sex, baby. So
Let's talk about you and me.
We did read a book for this week, but like, whatever. I can't even find it. So
It's called Sexual Healing, and it's by Dr.
Levine.
Dr. Peter A. Levine. Peter
Yeah.
B. Levine?
Peter something.
Levine. But it was a
Authors always have like that B or A or
yeah.
like. Do you use your middle name with the dot?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, I'm the only Lizzy Yana I know, so that's all I like.
Yeah, I don't even have a middle name, so.
Oh my God, that's the saddest thing I've ever heard.
That's where all the problems started.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. She was just lazy.
Yeah, my brother doesn't have one either, I don't think. Huh. Interesting.
Is that a Polish thing?
No, because my dad has like 4 middle names. So.
Oh my God,
He's like,
that's awesome.
I got enough for all of yous.
I love it. So we should tell everybody this is the second time we've had to record this. So,
Yeah.
But I listened to the first one and we were talking about penis size.
Yeah,
Speaking of your dad. That made me think of penis size.
Again. So, yes, we had the great discussion. The time, what is it?
Honored.
The age-old, time-honored discussion of, is it better to have a too big one and not know how to do anything with it, or a too small one and not know how to do anything with it?
So I call one the battering ram penis and one the confused gnat penis. It doesn't know where it's going. It's hitting you. Yeah.
And so we were seeing which one's worse.
So did you think about it? Did you decide what you would rather?
I still think if it's too big, it's too big.
You think it's too... See, I'd rather go with the big because it's going to hit... It has a better chance of hitting the right spot. The little one can't do it. It can't reach.
That's true, but the big one, if it's too big, like it's
hurting.
It's hurting, and I don't like pain at all.
I like pain a little bit. Oh my God. Yeah, I like it. I don't think anything that is working is going to hurt a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's hilarious. So pencil dicks are for you.
No.
No. She's like, no, I don't want that. No, don't put me on that.
No, I'm just saying if I had If the earth was flooded with piss and like two guys lived in a tree and one was like huge and one was pencil.
I'm still taking the huge one.
Yeah, I suppose.
Well, because you have a lot more problems with a pencil dick man.
That's true. They're very insecure.
Now you gotta be like cupping his balls at no matter what like any decision he's making. He's gonna take over France.
Yeah, he's gonna have pickup trucks
with balls on them and back of them.
Oh.
He's gonna be wearing like jeans with like special designs on the butt.
Oh, I hate them.
I hate those jeans.
He's gonna have those shoes that are square at the toe.
Yeah, he's gonna have some like affliction t-shirt on.
The t-shirt is gonna be slightly small as his dick, like slightly too small.
Yeah. When a t-shirt's so tight that it gives you like a UTI in your armpit, you know you might have a small dick.
You might have a small dick, Ew. You're like the Jeff Foxworthy of small dicks.
Yeah. Oh,
if
God.
you get a UTI in your armpit, you might have a small dick.
Yeah, I mean, you're just going to have so many problems in all aspects. They can't run a business. They're aggressively driving. I don't need to be like in the passenger seat of somebody who's got a small penis.
That's true.
It's terrifying.
True. Yeah, big dick energy. He has nothing to prove.
He has nothing to worry about. He's going to just slowly move through the world, just kind of chill. He's going to he's not afraid to pay for anything. He's not afraid to
He's like Jason Mona. Is that that guy? What is that the guy's name? Yeah, he's like
I think it's Mimosa. No, Momoa.
Momoa. Whatever his name is. He's got big dick energy.
He's got to have a huge. He does not care.
He wore like a wife beater to the Academy Awards. Like
doesn't care.
He just don't care.
No, he's fine with it. He doesn't have anything to prove.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like he smells better. Like with his natural pheromone that kind of guy just smells better with his natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man scent.
Yeah. And if you don't have a deep voice, you might have a problem.
Yeah. I was on Tinder like years ago and
last week. Years ago.
What's dog years? Whatever. Ant years. So
pencil dick years.
So the guy was cute, like super cute, tall, like everything was there. The voice. My chair did not turn around. I was like,
no. So which way did you swipe? What's the bad way? Did you swipe left or right?
No, I swiped right, which is the good way. Okay. And we were texting. And then we met. And it was not good.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't listen to this for the rest of my life.
He kitty cat fished you.
It was Nacht gut.
Yeah.
Nacht
no.
Gut. No.
No. Nine.
So that was that.
Oh, that reminds you know what 9 reminds me of? Like the 69. Do you do the 69?
I do not do the 69. I don't know anyone who likes. Have you ever met a person who enjoys that?
Well, I think that. I mean, I've done it with people and they seem to enjoy it, but I've never enjoyed it and I've never been good at it because I'm not very good at multitasking.
Yeah, no one is, actually. It's the way the brain is constructed. That is just the myth that people can multitask. Nobody can multitask.
Okay.
So,
But I don't think anybody enjoys. I think I know of one person, and I don't know personally that they like it. I just know of them. My friend and I were talking about it. So I've heard there's somebody out there that likes it, but I don't
would you
know.
how would you like if that was the rumor floating around about you?
About you.
Like, I heard she likes to 69. What a weirdo! What a freak! What a freak!
Oh my God. Like 1 in a million people really love to 69.
There should be a research project. That should be.
Yeah.
We are looking for somebody to fund our next research project.
Do you enjoy this? Do you enjoy this? Looking down.
On the scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 69.
One being not at all and 69 being okay. Wow, how do you rate this?
Oh my God. That sounds fun. That sounds really fun.
Yeah.
But if you met the love of your life, that you thought he was the love of your life, and then he had the smallest penis, it was literally neighbors with a clitoris, would you break up with him, or would you stay with him and live a life of having coffee together?
Love of my life?
Yeah, he's like the best person you've ever met. Mother Teresa in male form, except for funnier.
Am I attracted to this person?
You are attracted to him, but you know that he's never going to give you the high hard one.
I probably would not break up with him.
You are so sweet.
He could hold a vibrator. I'll give him a strap on.
Oh,
Yeah.
I feel like you're a really very accommodating partner.
There you go with that great adjectives.
Yeah.
The other week I was presentable, and now I'm accommodating. It's like I'm the sexiest person you've ever met. She's presentable and she's accommodating.
She's extremely presentable and she's extremely accommodating.
Left.
Oh, okay. If you were single, we would make you start a Tinder and just put that on there and see how far it went.
I'm sure it would go extremely far. I'm sure those guys who are into BDSM and think I'm a sub, they would think I'm a sub. They'd sign a contract with what's his name?
Yeah, you are definitely.
Gray.
Yeah, you're with Christian Brown, not Christian Grey. Oh my God.
Not
I love
good.
it. He can hold a vibrator. Okay, he has no hands. Can you now? He's handless.
He's got a stub then.
He's got a stub, but he could shove that right up you. He just got better. Is what happened.
He's got 2 stubs.
He's got 2 stubs, 1 for each.
Don't do anal.
No, but that reminds me, when we're talking about anal, that's what we're talking about, just so everyone knows. That is where...
Children, you leave the room.
Yeah, get out of your parents' car right now.
Unless you guys are still moving, then wait till your parents stop and then get out of the car.
Well, at least just tuck and roll, okay? Get out of there. So for the people with small penises, I think they really can shine in the anal department. That's this is
I like the CV, I see you shine in the anal department.
Yeah, I think you everybody's got their gift, and I think for small penises they could do anal, no problem.
I'm just picturing you as the mother of sons. It's really good that you had a daughter.
I know. Because I would only let my sons play in the backyard if they had a small penis.
Son, get out of that front yard.
You know better than that.
Get back there.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I would probably not be very good. I'd be like, oh, I better make him very accommodating.
Yeah. Speaking of accommodating, like, what do you do when dude wants to have sex and you do not? Do you... Yeah, I'm curious.
I'm a people pleaser, so I just do it.
Okay. Yeah.
I try really, I think if you're with somebody and you know that they want to have sex, unless you're like really in a bad way, I think you should just make it happen. It only takes 5-10 minutes if you're really doing it. Yeah. I think it's like you just make it happen.
Yeah, it's worth like a very pleasant rest of the day. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, and like when I want to have sex, and if I don't want to feel rejected by anybody, so I kind of do what I would want done unto me. See, it's like in the Bible. Do unto others as you've have do unto you.
That's Leviticus.
That's Lizzy Cuss. Yeah, but I kind of just push through it. What do you do?
Yeah, just take one for the team.
Yeah, just get it done.
Yeah.
Just easy peasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's harder for guys, I think.
Are you good at asking for sex?
I don't think I've ever asked for it.
I don't like it.
I don't think I've ever
I feel like
asked
it's
for it.
not
I think
in
we
my...
just kind of...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever asked for it.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't know what that even looked like. I'd be like,
What are you doing at 2 p.m.? Yeah.
Hey, let me just
Make some
put
space
this in
my
my
calendar.
Yeah. Alexa, remind me to. But I think women have a hard time asking for it. Don't you?
Do men ask for it?
I don't know. I feel like they initiate it.
Yeah, they initiate it, but do they like? I don't think I've ever had anyone ask. But maybe, I don't know.
We've talked about this before. Like to like reject me sexually would be like way worse than rejecting my personality for some reason. And I'm not proud of that.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Do you think you'll have sex when you're like old? I was thinking about that the other day.
Yeah.
Like when you're like an old granny.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think I will. Yeah. Probably have more sex then.
So there was like an article that came out in Poland a while ago that like old folks' homes are like running rampant with like STDs.
Yeah, I don't want to have an STD when I'm older, but
No.
I'm gonna do it if I got to do what I got to do, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Granny's
I
gotta do what a granny's gotta do.
Granny's got, and I plan on taking up cocaine when I'm like 85 or 90. So I think that's just gonna go with it. Like it's gonna be a cocaine lifestyle. It's gonna be like, I'm gonna be drinking champagne, doing coke, having sex, just doing the whole nine.
Pool boy.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna get like although I don't like talking to younger men at all.
Yeah.
They're so stupid.
They're dumb. Yeah.
Yeah, just can't. I mean, like what Madonna's done. No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is crazy.
It's crazy.
So, should we get back to the book? Did you listen to the book?
I did. What book? What are we doing here? It was a good book. I just wasn't in the mood for it.
Yeah.
You know, because like we're all deep into this sex topic and having fun with it, and we've got codes for vibrators and lingerie, and we're like with sexologists and sex therapists and stuff like that, and then all of a suddenly we're in sex trauma.
Sexual Healing, Transforming the Sacred Wound by Peter A. Levine.
Yeah, it was like, I did read it and it was really good.
Yeah.
And I think it would be good for everybody to read. But it was kind of a downer.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, we were, like, having so much fun with all this sex stuff, and then suddenly...
It was like...
Suddenly
it was like, thanks, Mom.
Yeah.
It was like Mom knocked on the door.
It's It's like, yeah, that Debbie Downer comes in. It's like,
Yeah.
sexual trauma.
Wow. I did kind of like the idea that we've all had sexual trauma because I think it like connects us a lot better.
Yeah, and I think, oh, go ahead.
No, I don't have anything else to say. That's all I say. I'm done.
What I really liked was like his definition of trauma, which is disconnection. Like that's what he said trauma is. It's like a disconnection from self, from community, from whatever it is. And then I just really liked, he like listed like tons of examples of trauma, which was super interesting. Like little things can be traumas, like rejections at school or operations or illnesses. And I'm like, holy crap, I've had trauma. Yeah. And because you think trauma is like violent and intense. And he said it doesn't have to be, it could be small things over a long period of time that could also be trauma. So I started like reflecting, like, I think I've been traumatized. Like, I think there was a lot of trauma in my life. So I'm like, wow. Yeah. He kind of made me aware that I did have trauma because I'm not one to like.
Because you were thinking trauma was like rape, incest, molestation,
car accident.
Yeah, like everything. Well, I mean, sexual trauma. Well, I mean, that's a crazy car accident.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think we were both thinking like, oh, okay, now wait a second. Like, trauma can be as simple as someone not acknowledging something that you're, like a mom in a household, not acknowledging the fact that you're going through puberty, not making eye contact with something that's happening to you. Kind of that, like, rejection is not, doesn't have to be like, you're ugly when you're naked. Rejection can be not even acknowledging the fact that you are turning into a woman.
Yep. That's very powerful because there was not a lot of, we didn't have the sex talk or anything. Like there was zero acknowledgement of anything that had anything to do with sex in our house. Except my grandmother.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, my grandmother she told me, she's like, don't start having sex too early because it gets boring. She said, so just wait. She said, don't sleep in your underwear, like let everything like air out. You know,
my grandma told me the same thing. It's weird.
Yeah, she was like really down to earth, and you know, she talked about it. She wasn't, you know, embarrassed.
Do you think that's true? Do you think grandma was right? Like if you started, let's say you started having sex really early, 13, 14. I didn't start having sex until I was almost 17, which I thought was late because all of my friends either lied like I did and said they did it, or they did do it. But like, do you think it gets boring if you started it at 13 or 14?
No, because I don't think you know really what you're doing then anyway.
No.
Yeah. So no, I don't think it gets boring.
I don't even think you're really having sex until you're like way late into your adulthood. Like real sex.
Yeah. I agree. Yeah. So, interesting though.
Grandma was wrong. My great-grandma said the best birth control was aspirin. And when I looked confused, because I even know at 15, this is at 15, I even knew better than that at 15, she said, you hold it between your knees.
Yeah,
and I was like, now I'm looking back, I'm like, I guess grandma didn't know about doggy style. Can be done.
Yeah,
can be done.
The thing. Old Gramps just did military, or what is it? Not missionary. I'm like military style.
Military style. That's Get down, you maggot.
Why is your major malfunction?
Things are a little different in your bedroom. This is my penis. My penis.
There are many out there, but this one is mine.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Should we do a broad stroke apology to everyone we've offended?
Fuck it, it's too much.
No,
I think I don't even.
No.
Too bad. If you're offended, then too bad.
Yeah. I'm sorry, you're a millennial. My bad. You're a millennial.
Oh, too funny.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, there's so much trauma, but do you want to know what's traumatizing for me even to this day?
Yeah, tell me about your trauma. I want to hear about your trauma. What
You
is
want to
it?
talk about my trauma? Is like
Yeah,
going
and
to
then
the
we'll talk about
grocery
my-
store and buying a tampon still. Or now I use the flex disc. But
Yeah.
like, I don't like the person behind the counter to know I'm on my period.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Like, I go up and it's a dude, and I'm like,
Ooh, like, I wonder, like, he knows now that I have
I'm
eggs in my
bleeding,
body.
and I'm bleeding at the moment. Yeah,
Yeah. And
Yeah.
now I'm like ashamed.
yeah.
Or if I'm like, God forbid I have a yeast infection, I act like I'm freaking like a ninja in there or like Inspector Gadget trying to get through there.
Do you know Chasey? Do you know Chelsea Handler?
Yeah.
She had this whole bit about like, there's Monistat 3, but then if you want to extend your pain, there's Monistat 7. And she's like, where's Monistat 14? I'm like,
Yeah,
"What?"
please let me extend this as long as possible. But I don't trust Monistat one day. There's Monistat 1.
It's so funny because I don't know if people in Poland just don't have yeast infections, but there's no monostats here. There's nothing like that here.
What?
Yeah. And to be fair, since I moved to Poland, I have not ever had one.
Okay, this is weird. Huh. Wow.
Yeast infections don't exist in Poland, much
Poland,
like
just-
birds.
They don't have birds. They don't have the internet.
And there's no yeast infections.
That's a selling point, man. Because
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
nothing worse.
Come to Poland, land of no yeast infections.
Oh, another selling.
Yeah.
Poland is just full of it.
The Poland Bureau of Tourism should sponsor us.
They really should. Poland. Yeast infectionless. I see it now. Not only are we right next to Russia, but
Yeah.
we don't get yeast infections.
So funny.
Oh my God. Well, all right, let's talk about your, like, a little bit of your trauma because I wanted to, like, bring up your thyroid cancer. Can you talk about that for a little bit?
That was a trauma. That was a big trauma, but I think I had trauma all through school. I was rejected often in school because I was like a skinny, awkward kid with braces and glasses, and I was rejected really often.
Yeah.
And I remember when I first came into my sexuality, like I wanted to be acknowledged, and I was rejected. So I do think I have a lot of trauma around being rejected and
Yeah.
my sexuality not being acknowledged.
Where did you get it acknowledged? Was it healthy or no? No.
It wasn't the healthiest acknowledgement, but it was there, and it worked for me. And I recently posted on somebody's Instagram about this relationship that I had with this much older man, and people were like, "You were groomed," and I'm like, I don't care because it was the first person who really saw me, and I really wanted to be seen.
Yeah.
So maybe I was groomed, but I don't really give a shit. Like it was healing for me at the time because nobody looked at me the way I wanted to be looked at, and this was the first person who did that. So,
Well, we've talked about it before. Like, a lot of, like, the first times I felt pretty was by my, like, dad's friends.
yeah,
Like, taking a look at me, and I was like, okay, now, like, this is amazing. Like, I'm feeling pretty good about this. And, like, I know that isn't right. I mean, I know it isn't right. It's like, it's very, very wrong, but it's like, you know, that's the first time I really even got acknowledged because I was so ugly in high school.
yeah, I was butt ugly. And
I was ugly.
I was rejected by all the guys that I really had crushes on, and it was
Yeah.
like not nice. It was not good.
No.
Yeah. So
And I understand now, like, I look like a 12-year-old boy. I get it. Like, I get it now.
I get it too. I look at me and I'm like, I'd reject me.
Yeah, I'm like, I wouldn't fuck me. There's no way.
From Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
I'd reject me.
Buffalo Bill myself. I know. I mean, I get it. I get it now. Like, I forgive you guys because you didn't want to, like, I look like from Toy Story, like the main character. Like
Woody?
Woody. I looked like Woody a little bit. But I had ugly, like, thick glasses. I mean, I know I'm painting such a beautiful sexual picture, but, like...
We should on Instagram post pictures of us as teenagers.
I would love to. In fact, I went back to a street dance when I was like 23, like to my hometown, and nobody recognized me. I was with a friend. They were like, "Who's that?" And I'm like,
"It's me, bitches."
Guys. Yeah, hi. Guess who finally hit puberty?
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Oh my God. Oh yeah. It's tough. It's tough. When did you figure out you were pretty?
When did I figure out I was pretty?
Were you today years old?
Never.
I was now.
Do you ever watch The Swan? Like, do you remember that show, The Swan?
No, but I know about it.
Okay, yeah. So it's like they take quote unquote ugly people and then they give them all this plastic surgery and they do everything and then there's like a big reveal with like a curtain and a mirror. And I remember this episode where this girl, like, she just got so much stuff done and they just like injected her face like so much Botox and they revealed and she was like this, "I look beautiful."
And she couldn't move herself.
She could not move her face at all. And that's like, whenever somebody, like, when did you realize, I look beautiful? I didn't have one of those moments.
You didn't.
But there was a couple times where I felt desired. Like, I would walk down the street and I felt eyes on me. And I think I didn't feel it in myself, but I felt it, like, through those eyes. Like, I needed to be desired in order to feel that. And I don't know if it's mothers that pass this on to their children, to their daughters. Like, I wish I would have just felt myself, you know, like felt beautiful from a young age, but I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, my mom was always kind of a beacon for that, you know, like she didn't ever put herself down, her looks down. And I think that, like, I do that first. I don't put myself down in front of Scarlett at all. I think that's really, really, really important for us as mothers not to do. Like, and she didn't ever hate on her physical appearance. And she seemed to kind of like have a sexuality. I don't know if she like meant to or not. You know, I don't think you need to lose that though. Like Jane Fonda doesn't have, she has a sexuality to her to this day.
Oh yeah. And did you see Martha Stewart just posted a swimsuit issue and I loved it.
I loved it too. I'm like, okay.
I think now I'm like really happy with the fact that older women are, you know, there's that movie with Emma Thompson where she gets like a male prostitute and she's just like, I just want to do all the stuff I never did. And she's like goes full nude. And I just think that's like awesome.
I think it's so awesome. What we've allowed to happen to ourselves just is nuts. Like I'm not saying you have to look good. I'm just saying like, you have to kind of own your sexuality. I'm like, I mean, my grandmother, when I met her for the first time when I was born, she looked like a grandma. Like she looked the same from that day to the day she died 40 years later.
See, I had my dad's mom who recently passed. She would not leave the house with full makeup and jewelry and her nails and her toes done. Like she, till the end of her days, she was taking care of herself. She was looking good.
My grandma Priscilla on my dad's side was the exact same way. She was just always just so. Yeah. And, you know, you could tell she like felt it. But my grandma on my other side, she was like 50 when I met her. Maybe 50. Yeah, 50. And she looked ancient. Like she just looked ancient.
It's like she was born a grandma. She was like Benjamin Button.
I swear to God.
But didn't go backwards, really.
She just looked old forever.
So funny.
But we don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah. Do you ever worry, like, I know we're kind of moving into different spheres other than sex, but I suppose it's all related, like, because I see a lot of the women that just get too much done, and I'm afraid, like, there's that line that people cross, because I see some of my friends who are older, and I'm like, it's almost like Botox too much, you know, and I'm always afraid, like,
Am I afraid of that? No. Like, no. I don't. Like, I love my lines in my on my eyes, and I love, like, I don't see myself going insane with anything like that. I'm happy with the way I look now. Like, I just don't, you know, I'm not trying to look 25. I think that might be a problem for some people.
Yeah.
I don't think 25-year-olds are as beautiful as 35-year-olds. For some reason, like, to me, it's like you come into yourself in your 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
So I don't, like, I guess it's like, if I ever think that's prettier than what I am that day, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm pretty vain. I hope not, though. I don't find it attractive at all when somebody's filled up. But I do know some people who've had some facelifts and they look fucking phenomenal.
They do?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, oh my God. Like, I'd be phenomenal.
Afraid to get a facelift. Like, because don't they, like, pull, and doesn't it, I don't know.
I don't really know how they're doing it. I don't know. Like, I'd have to ask. I could ask. I'll ask and get back to you. We're going to do a looks month, so maybe we'll talk about that then.
And we should re-release Face, because that was one of our early episodes. It was so good with Justine Bateman, who I love.
Yeah. Oh, I love her too.
Yeah.
But back to sex. Do you feel sexier when you take better care of yourself?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I do too. Like, if I'm working out, I feel so much more.
Working out and sleep is a big one. So this month has been severe lack of sleep because I've just taken too much on. And, like, I just feel like dog shit. So I think sleep is huge, healthy eating, a little bit of working out. And then I like being in the countryside. Like, city life it's exhausting. Cars, kids,
sirens,
noise, sirens,
crashes, bangs, booms. Yeah.
So I really feel myself like I'm in the countryside. I just got a loose dress on. I'm eating healthy. It's like, whew, I feel good then.
You're like eating a peach. Thinking about your peach,
dripping,
juicing, ooh, juice
peach
dripping down your nipples. Oh, it's just like all over you, and then you like lay down, and you're just in a field and
ticks.
It's like your whole life is a douche commercial.
No douche here. There's no douche here either.
I don't think people douche anymore.
Okay.
I don't think it's a thing.
What was up with that?
How bad were our grandmother's vaginas?
Summer's Eve.
It smelled like a really bad summer's eve. Like, oh my God.
So wait, are we going to say anything about this book or?
No.
No, okay. It's about trauma.
Yeah, if you've got sexual trauma, which you do, you should probably read it and get over it.
Everybody does.
And I think it's really important. So one thing I got from it is don't fuck up your kids. Like, please don't do that. Like, you can ruin so much by telling them, like, masturbation will make you sick. Or shaming them if you walk in on them, like, masturbating, or if you find something that you shouldn't have been, you know, like, even if it's embarrassing, like a naked, like, magazine, handle it where you're not going to be in there, like, they're not going to be talking about you on a fucking therapy couch one day.
Yeah.
I mean, get your shit together as a parent, I think, is like, God damn.
Yeah.
Because you can cause so much harm.
Yeah. I mean, look at Dahmer.
You know what my dad did? I'm going to tell you what my dad did. It was so bad.
Oh no. Okay.
When I was 13, we were all sitting around, and I was flat as a pancake, flat as a board.
I was
literally.
too. I was too. I was called the ironing board at school.
Jesus Christ, let's go beat those bitches up.
They're fat now, so.
Okay, that helps.
No, I don't know.
She did. Oh, we don't say that word. We don't say that word. They're Rubenesque.
Anyway, now that's trendy, so fuck them. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not. They're not even the good kind. They're miserable bitches. How about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so, my dad. We were all sitting around. His side of the family is sitting around, and my dad made fun of my chest size and said I needed to eat more oyster dressing so I would grow breasts. That is not recommended, you guys. It really is not.
That is what we call a parenting don't. Yeah.
I mean, I just think of imagining doing that to Scarlett. I would fucking.
I can't imagine that. I wasn't like that. My breasts weren't acknowledged, or lack of breasts weren't acknowledged by any members of my family. So, did you stuff your bra when you were little?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. I have my bra stuffed right now.
Yeah.
No, yeah, of course I did. I wanted breasts so bad.
I remember pulling apart cotton balls and then trying to make it look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Socks did not look natural. I'm just going to say it. I'm going to do, kids, save yourself some time. Don't go for the socks.
Yeah.
Water balloons were nice. I tried that.
Oh, I did you? You tried water balloons? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, wow. It's like it was implants before there were implants.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Yeah, well this book for me, the thing it did for me was help me realize that there was trauma in my life, which I didn't know, and that could actually be affecting me. So maybe I should address a little bit of that.
Yeah. You should probably send your mom a bill for it.
No, it wasn't just my mom, but the cancer and there was
God, yeah.
There was trauma to my body, and I didn't realize that it could have an effect on me. So
I think long periods, especially if you're in a bad period in your relationship, what I found when Jason and I went through this, and I talk about it all the time. We went through a major problem in our marriage and had to get therapy and everything else. But I think long periods of time of not doing it, and then you get so afraid that you're going to get rejected if you ask for it, and then there's you get resentment. Long periods of time with not making an attempt to do it is a long it's like waterboarding in the sexual psyche.
Yeah, that's super interesting. And I think that's why when we had Dr. Mindy on last week, she said that when people go see her for therapy, for sex therapy, she takes sex off the table because then it's almost like, how can you have sex when you're traumatized? You just gotta ease back into it in a different way. So that was interesting.
Yes. Yeah. I just that made all the sense in the world to me, because you just get to the point where you're so afraid to ask, or to it's so lined with pain that you can't there's no way to, and then you feel I felt like I was asking too much, and I'm sure he did too, and it was a mess, and it just can become so bad so quick. Sorry, I just bumped my. But it's just really it's boing. It's just it's really, really hard once you get to the point, and once we both decided that we were going to fix it. But I think a lot of my girlfriends, they're like, we haven't had sex in over a year, and I don't want to. Mm-hmm. You got to decide to fix it, both of you, and then go for it. Or at least I guess you could say, I want to fix myself sexually.
They don't want to have sex at all, or they just don't want to have sex with their husbands?
I guess that's a big.
That's the difference.
I guess I didn't ask that.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe in the next episode.
Yeah, because sometimes you're just sick of having sex with the person you're with.
Yeah. If you can't be with the one you love,
Love the one you're with.
All right.
Well, I love ya. I think this
love
has
you
been
too.
a pretty hilarious episode.
Yeah, and is that the last episode? Do we have one more episode this month? I think we have one more wrap up episode where I think we talk about everything that we've learned from all these guests and books and
Yeah, so they probably shouldn't even listen to the first three.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I love you.
I love you so much, and I hope you have a great night.
You too.
And I'll see you next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Bye. Thanks for joining us this week on We Need Help, the podcast, the duct tape of self-help.
Please visit our website, weneedhelpthepodcast.com, where you can find links to the show on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, YouTube, and all the others, so you'll never miss a show.
You'll also find links to the books we've reviewed and our amazing store.
If you enjoy this podcast, go right now, because if you're anything like us, you'll never do it later. Like and share our page and episodes on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or just tell a friend about the show. That would help us out too.
Also, feel free to let us know what you need help with, and we'll try to cover it in a future episode. You can also find us on Instagram at weneedhelp_the podcast.
Thank you for listening.